Good morning, it's time for a new what I eat in a day video. I haven't filmed one of those for quite a while and I think it's time now because I'm 23 weeks pregnant today and I think it will be really interesting to share with you a pregnancy edition of this series of videos. So in general, I eat my normal diet. I don't really do anything different. I eat mostly homemade real food. I don't exclude any kind of food groups. Of course, there are some things that pregnant women are supposed to eat, like raw shellfish or raw cheeses, some dry cured meats that are not frozen. I usually freeze them for 2 weeks and then they're safe to eat. But other than that, I eat everything and I'm feeling great so far. So today I'm about to do my workout session, which is going to be just a light stretching yoga because yesterday I did quite an intense one. So today is just a take it easy day and tomorrow there'll be something more intense again. So usually I do that, something intense, then yoga, something intense, then yoga, and then perhaps one day of nothing at all to rest completely. And I really just follow my body. And if I feel tired, if my muscles are still sore from the previous workouts, I will never exercise again until they're completely recovered. So sometimes I take even a couple of days break if that's what I need. Some of you asked me to talk about my workout routine, what I changed being pregnant, and I do my regular workouts, so I don't do pregnancy workouts, but I adjust them when needed. So sometimes instead of 3 sets, I will do 2 sets if I feel that it's too much and I'm getting too hot and too tired, like I feel that it's too much and I'm losing my breath too much. I don't do any kind of ab exercises that force abs to kind of dome out. Things like crunches, leg lifts, sit-ups, I don't do any of those. You're really not supposed to do that during pregnancy to prevent the separation of the ab muscles, which is obviously not something I would like to get. And then everything I do, like even squats, if you do it properly, if you involve your abs, and you're supposed to involve your abs, you actually end up exercising your abs quite a bit. I don't do any jumping, or maybe some light jumping, but in general I prefer to avoid jumping or running, anything like that. So just anything that is low impact. I do some light weights up to 5 kilos. First I'm going to make a cup of rooibos tea. And you won't believe how long it took me to find rooibos, because rooibos is really good for you. It's really good for stress reduction and many other things, but it's also one of the teas that is really good and safe for pregnancy. But I couldn't find it anywhere in any of the shops, none of the supermarkets, none of the health shops. So I was almost ready to order it online, but then I found it in El Campo, which is the French chain called Auchan in France, and I'm so happy that I bought a few boxes and now I can't get enough of it. So I'm gonna have a cup of this. And I always add some cold water from the tap because I just don't want to wait for 10 minutes or so for it to cool down enough for me to drink. So that's what I always do. And we have 0 fruit at home because today is the food shopping day. It's Saturday, so we're going to the market. So there are no bananas, no apples, nothing at all. So what I'm going to have is just a few of these dried figs because I love them and they're only in season, available to buy a few months a year. So when they are, that's all I eat. That's what they look like. They're so good. So I think I'm going to have 5 of these. It's so lovely to have a few minutes just for myself with my tea, total relax. And while I'm drinking it, I've got my little companion here, as you can see. And while I'm drinking it, I'm actually reading a really interesting book that I just got yesterday. And it's Ina May's Guide to Breastfeeding. I read the other 2 books by Ina May, the Guide to Childbirth and Spiritual Midwifery, which both were amazing. And now I'm reading the 3rd one, Guide to Breastfeeding, because I'm definitely determined to feed my baby with my breast. So I find this book seriously incredible. this is my breakfast ready. A couple of soft boiled eggs, but not too soft. The yolk is already quite solid. And then some sourdough bread with butter. And the sourdough bread, by the way, is really special. It's the new recipe I'm going to share next time I make it, which is hopefully going to be in a week or so. And it's got walnuts and barley malt. It's super, super nice. So we were shopping and it's almost 3 o'clock, so we decided that it's too late to go home and cook. So we came to our favorite place to eat pizza. Here it is. This is called Bruni and it's like prosciutto funghi, which is ham and mushrooms, but with addition of onions as well, because we love onions. It's so nice. And the restaurant is called Tasca Italiana in Adeje. So if you're in Tenerife, I would definitely recommend them. So good.
Is it good?
We've just come back from food shopping, which turned into baby clothes shopping and maternity clothing shopping, and then a lovely lunch out. I'm just Pilar over there scratching on the box, sharpening her nails. Even though we had our lunch outside, I'm still going to make lunch for tomorrow because it's one of those dishes that tastes so much better on the second day. So I'm going to make a very special Italian sauce for pasta, and it's called the Bolognese sauce. It's got beef, tomatoes, a few vegetables, wine, and it's just totally delicious. It's definitely a staple in this house. Step 1 is warming up the butter and the oil in a pan while I chop up the onion. And don't worry about all the quantities of things. I'm going to type out the recipe in the description box, so just open it up and you can make your own. I'm going to add the onion. And cook it on low fire for around 4 or 5 minutes until it softens a little bit. Then I'm going to add the carrots, celery and the garlic. Stir everything together and then I'll cook it again for just a few more minutes. Meow. 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 So now that all the vegetables are softened up, I also added the minced beef. And I'm going to break it up like this and just keep cooking it and stirring it until it loses that red color of raw meat. And there's Pilar here, begging for some cheese. Pilar!
Pilar.
Next I'm going to add the wine and increase the fire a little bit and cook it for around 5 minutes until it all evaporates. All the wine is evaporated and now I'm going to add the milk. And it might sound strange, but milk actually makes the meat so much softer. And I'm going to do exactly the same thing. I'll just leave it here cooking for a few minutes on quite a high fire until all the milk evaporates. Time for one last step. So I'm just going to add the chopped tomatoes, the bay leaf, a pinch of thyme, and of course salt and pepper. And now the hot part is over. I'm just going to cover the lid, lower the fire and simmer for around an hour and a half, sometimes even 2 hours. And the meat is going to be super, super soft. And the sauce is finally ready. And this is what the pasta looks like ready the next day with some penne, or what was it? Rigatoni. Whatever, some really nice pasta and with some parmesan sprinkled on top. As this morning we got some fresh fruit from the market. I also had a banana and an apple during the day. And I don't know why, but apples are probably my biggest fruit craving for the last couple of months of pregnancy. I love them so much. And for dinner, because we had a pizza, so something pretty big and filling, our dinner is going to be really, really light. I'm just going to steam some cauliflower. All I do once the water is boiling, I just drop it in and cook it for 9 minutes steaming, and then I saute it for a few more minutes on the butter. Of course, add some salt as well. And this is our dinner. So the cauliflower is nicely sauteed. And we have our sourdough bread with walnuts, with some cheese and butter on top. And I'm drinking again my rooibos tea because it's so good. So that is it for today's food. Thank you
Look at
so
Pilar!
much.
Pilar!
Pilar is trying to steal my food. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next one.
Bye bye.